Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rayon, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, September 3, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a time for change call tonight after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to address some stuff that's floating around out there that is quite deceptive. I'm going to make sure you're in a comfortable position, relaxed into your body, still as a statue, and focused on your breath rising and falling, with no external distractions. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Benjamin Disraeli. When we act, we move energy, shifts the molecules around you on a physical level, directly linked to the types of things, people, and situations you manifest. Our actions sculpt our world like a sculptor molds clay to create a beautiful piece of art. Each time you say or do anything in this world, you are molding the energetic and physical reality around you. And we are always taking action of some kind or another. We're never not. Even sitting cross-legged, meditating in silence is a type of action. Question is, are you taking actions born from divine inspiration? Every time you take action with an expanded, inspired heart, you inadvertently magnetize more of what you truly want, need, and desire into your life. On the other hand, on the flip side, the other side of the coin, when you take any actions from a space of hesitation, heaviness, resentment, or a general lack of excitement, you send out a negative vibration which boomerangs back to you in the form of unwanted experiences. So if you're kind of like hell, hem, ha, and you're not excited about whatever it is, and you kind of go, oh, well, it's not going to happen, period. And that kind of attitude, this is what gets so frustrating for many of us, that kind of attitude negates what it is you truly desire. When you kind of like, mopey, yeah, well, I've been through this before, and none of us are exempt from it because we all do it. We'll see what happens, and not showing really any excitement or enthusiasm. And so it's repetitive, and we repeat it. So whenever anything comes into the forefront or the light, and we've experienced many different things, we end up negating it. Oh, well, yeah, okay, just kind of whatever. And actually, being inspired means to breathe into. And you are literally breathing life into your dreams every time you use inspiration to guide your actions. Just like breathing is natural and happens of its own accord, so can inspiration naturally arise within you. And being inspired is actually your most natural state of being. When you're uninspired and you're just lackadaisical, humdrum, that's not your natural state of being. When we are the most relaxed and at ease, we are naturally inspired by life. We can truly listen to our heart and know exactly what it feels compelled to do. All you got to do is look at the kids, look at the children, and see how excited and inspired they are, just on a lot of things. It's like, where do you need to realize that you are this free in your life? Like children. What if you were always free and were just pretending and playing along with some old story that you weren't? It's like whenever you get inspired, right? The next time you are inspired to do something, do not think twice about doing it. Just jump into action and do it with a smile on your face. Every time you take action, from any alive, fun, inspired place, you're tapping into the boundless energy of your infinite soul, which will leave you feeling rejuvenated, more conscious, and liberated. Spontaneous inspired actions are an extremely powerful vehicle for increasing your manifesting vibration. And when they are combined with the fuel of a free, childlike joy in your heart, this universe will allow you to manifest anything you want in your life. Now, a lot of people, right, figure this out. Used to be where we would kind of go out, go to the movies, do this, and be out and about. It's gotten to the point where most of us stay in. We don't go anywhere. And Netflix, and we don't go to dinner anymore. We don't do any of that stuff. The next time you feel inspired, and then perhaps you're also wondering how you can begin to feel inspired and take massive action in your life, is when you only feel like lying. This a lot of people lying on your couch watching TV all day long. First of all, let's start with visualizing the ideal dream life you want to create. Dream big, and let your dream get you excited about being alive. See yourself feeling exuberant, full of energy, overflowing with abundance, love, and time. Visualize that you are having, doing, and living your life's dream. And let these feelings sink deeply into every cell throughout your body. Now, after you have taken a few minutes to visualize the life you want, then take one physically energetic action that you want to do today. It may be going for a walk, riding a bike, cleaning your house, washing the car. The more energy you can spend today, the more energy you'll have tomorrow. If you become a lazy couch potato one day, you're just sending an energetic message into this universe to receive more sluggish, low vibrational experiences the next day. We all are incredible masters at repeating habits. Question is, what habit do you most want to be repeating? So it's kind of like it's self-induced. A lot of us are fearful to be excited, exuberated, because at the same time the ego mind is saying, well, what if it doesn't happen? And what if this is just a bunch of bunk? This comes in, and it negates us. It lowers our vibrational frequency, and we just go, well, And when was the last time that you were truly excited? I mean, boom, big time. Can you remember? You could practice by doing one inspirational thing a day, whatever it may be for you. But look around as we view and watch. How many of us are inspired? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to identify someone who's inspired. You can have whatever you're doing. You could be an artist, you could be an author, you can be a gymnast, you could be anything. And sometimes we need inspiration to go beyond where we're at. And so we look for inspiration. When actuality is that the inspiration is within us. See, again, we look to the outside. It's like when you look at emotion, right? We're in emotional bodies. Highly emotional bodies. And it's energy in motion. These bodies are energy in motion. Why do you think we have to feed them energy in order to sustain them and to keep them efficient and effective? So emotion is actually energy in motion. And since everything is energy, the body's energy, the God that you are in the body's energy, the soul's energy, everything, frequencies and energies. And this is how things become what you think about. And what you think about becomes what you experience. And the pull of the ego mind is so great that it is a challenge, because you say, well, I'm going to focus on this over here and not this. And then you find through the course of the day you keep gravitating back towards this, because the ego mind is pulling you. It doesn't care for you to be in the now and to just focus on the now and heart-mindedness. It wants you to focus on yesterday and tomorrow. Every being, situation, and thing that you wanted or didn't want to manifest into your life happened because there was a strong positive or negative feeling behind some thought that you had. Nothing is coincidence or by chance ever in this world. All of us are vibrational beings, molding our world based on the ideas and emotions we unconsciously entertain. And by being more open and sensitive to your feelings, you'll naturally discover the very source of all feelings, where you can truly master your emotions and effortlessly attract your greatest dream. Doesn't that make sense? See, it is laid out. We lay it out for ourselves. Unfortunately, we do it unconsciously. And also, we're influenced by negative, questioning, doubting, fearing vibrations. Some could be spectacular. And then a little voice comes in. You ever had that happen? You're getting all excited. And a little voice comes in and says, yeah, but what about this, and what about this, and what about this? And then it kind of shuts you down. Your enthusiasm drops away. You know? Inspiration drops away. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe not. So you see ego mind coming in. This is why so many of us will not take a leap of faith. We'll just back off from it. Because the ego mind comes in and says, well, what about this and what about this? What if this happens, or what if this happens, or what if that happens? And it negates us. Because our entire lives are created from our emotional state. This is the powerful energy that creates our reality, our emotional state. Everything that shows up in our outer world is a direct match from our emotional belief systems. Melanie Tonya Evans. Very true. Energy in motion. Emotional state of mind. And since we're in highly emotional bodies, highly energetic, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So it's like when you get angry, you create those vibrations and you manifest that anger into your life. When you're constantly questioning, analyzing, judging, you manifest those into your life. When you focus on things you don't want, you are manifesting those into your life through an emotional state. You ever been in a situation where you get very excited, and it's just reckless abandon excitement? You're very excited about it, really. And your emotional state and the insecurity of the ego mind clicks in, and it deflates you. Forget about it. Right? So through our emotional state of being is how we create our lives. Our entire lives are created from our emotional state. Now, if you're not emotional and you're just kind of a bump on a log, and you really don't, you don't have much response to anything, that's what you'll get. That's the life you'll have. And the interesting thing about it is, it's been proven millions of times throughout the ages. The statement that says, the quote, it says, where attention goes, energy flows. The quantum world and the research done in many areas and avenues of quantum, where one looks in just basically blank space and particles appear. Now, how do you explain that away? You don't. How do you explain away that a lot of people believe that they are not omnipotently powerful, supreme, manifesting abundant beings that never die, the God within the body. Right? But see, we are. That's what we are. Every one of us. And wherever you're focusing your attention, wherever it may be, that's what you are going to create in your reality. Everything that shows up in our outer world is a direct match with our emotional belief systems. Right? So if we know that, why don't we understand it, comprehend it? Why is it that we deny it and say, oh, no, that can't be true. That's not possible. Or that's impossible. So when we look at that and we say, well, how did this happen? How was this created? Right? How did that come to be? It's kind of like a blank. We just don't know. And we just kind of write it off. That's why when you hear me say, in 1 cubic meter of space, just space, there's enough power and energy to boil all the oceans on this planet. Wild, isn't it? But how many people can comprehend that? Can the mind comprehend that? No. No way. Too small of a container. Can the heart mind comprehend it? Majority of it. But it boils down to believe. It boils down to believing. And a lot of people just don't believe. Different things have happened in their lives, and they, after a period of time, they doubt just about everything that comes in. They doubt it. They look at it with kind of like, We kind of become cynical, pessimistic on different actions, different things that show up. We don't embrace them because there's all these different angles and all these different things that the ego mind throws in there. And then you get the what ifs, and you get this, you get that, and you question everything, which isn't negative. It's not a bad thing to question things. But most of us will go overboard and basically negate the very thing that we want to have in our lives. Negate it. Have you ever done something where you have put a thought out there and you're realizing, right? You're starting to see things manifest, come together. And then you get this feeling of fear. What if this really happens? What am I going to do? You ever done that? You send a thought out, you create, the universe then starts to manifest what it is you want, and you start to see and feel that it is actually manifesting. And then where the ego mind comes in and says, this is really going to happen. What am I going to do? And you have a fear of the unknown. Rather than saying, bring it in, I'll embrace it all with gratitude and happiness and joy. And see, it's all based on emotion. Everything's based on emotion. We do things based on our emotional state. Don't you? Yeah. You get emotional and you're angry. You get emotional and you're kind, loving, caring. You get emotional about sex. You get emotional about all kinds of things. And that's kind of like fuel. And it increases our vibrational frequencies. But if people are so pessimistic and not optimistic, but pessimistic, cynical, and you know what? This could, what if this happens? What would you do if this happens? And then our emotional state drops. Yeah, I never thought of that. See? Never thought of that. But being steadfast and pointing yourself in the direction of optimism, enthusiasm, and happiness, and you're not attached, to the outcome. You don't really have expectations, but you're excited, And what is the difference if you don't have the attachment and expectation? You won't be let down. That's the point. You're excited about it, and it happens, great. And if it doesn't, great. See, that's the fine line right there. Because, see, if you're excited about it and you begin to have expectations and attachments to the outcome of it, and it doesn't happen, then you suffer. Then you're disappointed. So that it's a very fine line to be optimistic, positive, enthusiastic, excited, because you're seeing something form come in. And you don't have expectations about it or attachments. You just know that you will be elated when it happens. Period. See, it's an emotional state every one of us are in. We are in an emotional state 24/7. All the time. Period. And see, when that takes place, and you recognize the fact that you are, you just take a look at yourself and say, what emotional state am I in? Could be a boring state. Could be an anticipation state. Could be exciting. All kinds of things. We're always in an emotional state. Doesn't matter. All the time. How do you think we're able to manifest things? How do you think we're able to create things? Some people get excited about really tiny, small things. Other people get excited about really big things. Some people get excited about everything. And then some people just don't. And that's a state of emotion. All of us, on an ongoing basis, we match this world, this outer world, is a direct match with our emotional belief systems. It's what we believe. It's how we feel. Right? It's like, how do you feel about that? And some people say, well, I never thought about that. I'll have to give that some thought. Or when was the last time you were really excited? And some people will say, I don't remember. Well, how come you don't get excited? Well, there's nothing to get excited about. There's always something that you're breathing and living in that body. There's a lot of things to get excited about. You may not look at them as exciting because of the content, but it's our natural state. Energy and motion, emotion. Join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain relaxed into your body, still as a statue, focused on your breath rising and falling. Dive in all the way in. Explore going down to the bottom of your deepest, darkest trench and muck inside. There will you discover that which will lead you deeper to your core. Just 5 minutes today. Hang out with your dark stuff. Get to know it. Get to know its vibration. Being with the contracted parts of yourself assists you in knowing what it is you are able to transcend. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here tonight after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Time for Change call. And Thursday, September 4, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, humble with yourself at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest, 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 eternal gratitude at all times. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.